where men.
Also, like, the thing is for me is like, if you go and gamble, right? I just feel like the money makes more sense. It's like I'm not going to waste my money buying some little labubu or like some little toy. It's like if I'm going to gamble, I'm trying to get something back. I'm trying to make some bands. You know what I'm saying? What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Steak Busy back at you with another video, and today we are reacting to How Gambling Predicts the Next Recession by Jen. If you guys don't know Jen, he's a journalist. He be making like some really good videos and shit about like, you know, just doing like his solo journalism and shit. So we're gonna hop right into it. Let's get it.
When you were a kid, how much did you spend on Pokemon boosters? Or hope that you'll get your favorite toy that you want?
No cap, before we get into it, I did not fuck with Pokemon, y'all. Pokemon show was ass to me. I'm sorry. Call me a hater. Call me a bitch. Fuck Pokemon.
From your Happy Meal. Well, congratulations. You were gambling.
Bro, there's so many better shows, bro. I was a Naruto nigga.
You were gambling every single.
I was a Naruto kid. Like, I was on the playground, bro. Every time, bro.
Day. It's all without you even knowing it. In fact,
yo, he lost some out of weight too. Gen used to be a little chubbier. He lost a little weight. He lost a little weight. Hold up.
Into the world's most hidden casino, and they've already successfully expanded their targets. 1 in 2 American men aged 18 to 49 already have a gambling account, but now it's increasingly reaching women with creepy toys, blind boxes, and retail. So how exactly did we get from childhood toys to now
looking good again?
We buy feeling like a gamble? Well, after weeks of research, I found that this goes way beyond this secret form of the gambling epidemic.
Have you guys noticed that though? Like, so many people, I think everybody and my mama wants to do a parlay now. I see everybody doing sports bet parlays, bro. Shit, Neon doing sports bet parlays, and she been doing sports bet parlays for the past 3 weeks on football and has not won a single one, and she keeps going, bro.
To a point where the U.S. is increasingly becoming an economy that runs on it. Because when life gets unaffordable, addiction usually becomes the only escape. But if something isn't done about this soon, it's slowly becoming an addiction without a cure.
How much did you spend on Labubus last month?
Labubus?
Like you're choosing $700 in Labubu.
700? Yo, how much is a Labubu? 700 for this little shit?
Over your marriage.
Blind boxes for many of the consumers is an experience. And so
damn,
anticipation. And you want that big payoff. So in that,
why the fuck she buy so many then? What the fuck?
Sense, it resembles very strongly gambling.
What's so good about Labubu? What the fuck? She look like a bunny monkey.
Gambling has infiltrated almost every aspect of American life. We need to go back in history. Because what you're about to see is that this
gotcha.
only
The K-pop niggas
under the right economic conditions. And to get there, an entire generation, including many of you watching, were the
type niggas. Okay.
That made everything that we see today happen. So with that, let's start in the 1950s. Because back then, buying American products wasn't just shopping. It was like a patriotic duty. So much so that American leaders
consumerism
were branding mass consumption as freedom, unlike the Soviet Union's state-controlled communistic economy. And it worked. By the 1960s, middle-class Americans enjoyed a living standard never before seen in history, and consumption
buying their TVs and shit.
Capitalism's superiority.
Hold up, Montclair has cigarettes?
And consumption became a way to prove
I'm smoking that Montclair.
Capitalism's
My fault.
superiority. But then zooming forward, the cracks started showing. The 1970s brought foreign competition. In the 1980s, we saw auto workers smashing Toyotas with sledgehammers, furious that Japanese imports were taking American jobs. And by the 90s, when the Cold War ended, so did the us versus
can't be mad American cars suck dick.
Slowly started fading away. And as globalization and outsourcing took over, the Buy American campaigns also started fading in the mainstream. But look, here's where it gets interesting. Because as patriotic consumption died, something else was being born. Companies like Walmart began branding themselves as price-conscious retailers as they started noticing that consumers were increasingly becoming price and novelty driven.
And you'll always find low prices. That's our promise and our commitment to you.
But the problem was competing on low prices usually makes it a lot harder to build loyalty. And so companies needed a new way to create addiction. And you and I became the perfect guinea pigs. While this economic shift was happening, companies began quietly experimenting on kids by turning shopping into more of a game of chance. So remember having new toys, Pokemon card packs, claw machines at the arcade.
So that's how they got us.
Drove repeated purchases in pursuit of rare items, but more importantly, in pursuit of unpredictable rewards. And this is key here because what unpredictability taps into is a powerful conditioning that psychologists call the intermittent reinforcement. In short, it triggers a bunch of dopamine into your brain. And as you can imagine, it's the same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive.
Yes! Nice!
Yo, XQC be dropping racks on gambling.
Claw machines as children, and those who did so more frequently were significantly more likely to gamble as adults. The same playbook is being repeated with today's kids.
So that's how they got us, bro. I'm not gonna lie. See, like me, I don't know how I didn't fall into the trap. Because I don't gamble. But you know, people open the Pokemon packs, people getting the McDonald's items, the random shits, even the CSGO cases back in the day. Because that's how I got my first PC. But I didn't gamble like that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Let me bring you on to a story. My mom. This is back in the day, guys. I had no PC, bro. No PC. I was playing on a MacBook, bro. I had the boot camp. If y'all know about that, I had the boot camp on a MacBook. I was playing CS at 20 FPS, bro. My mom gave me $80 to buy these shits right here. Hold up. These shits right here, bro. She gave me 80 beans to buy these shits right here. These shits right here, bro. She gave me 80 beans to buy these shits. And at the time, there was this website called CSGO Crash. It might even still be up. I don't know. Yeah, it's not up anymore. But it was like this. It was this crazy gambling website, bro, called CSGO Crash. And basically, it was like you guys ever seen a graph, right? Like an exponential graph. And with this graph, right, for CSGO Crash, so look, so the graph, like this, it wasn't really like a 9. It was more like it doesn't matter, right? You got the graph going up exponentially, right? The shit is just going up exponentially. And if you pull out whatever number it pulls out on, you get that much money like multiplied. So if I got $10, I pull out at 4, I got $40. Son, I was doing some pussy bets. I had $80. I was pulling out at 0.10 every time. You know, I was making the safe money. Then once I hit like $120, bro, my man's Jordan, I'll never forget this. He was like, yo, Glitch, trust me, go to 2. Yo, Amens, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. He was like, go to 2. I'm like, all right, fine, let's go to 2. I let that shit get up to 2. I try to pull out. My Google Chrome crashes, bro. I'm panicking. I'm crying. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm about to lose all my money. Son, when I refreshed, that shit was at times fucking 8, bro. And I cashed out. I was like 8 point something. I cashed out, bro. I had 1.2K in my account, son. 1.2K in my account. Crazy come up. Crazy ass come up, son. I was feeling so like I really felt it in me. After that, I took out $1,000. That was it. Bought my PC, everything, bro. Did not gamble again. Literally did not gamble again, bro. And that was that. That was literally that, bro. Once I cashed out, I was so happy, bro. Y'all don't understand, bro. I got to buy the shoes. I got to buy my PC, and I had me a little knife, a little CS knife. I was the happiest 14-year-old in the world. No, I think I was 15. Happiest 15-year-old in the world, bro. Smiling, cheesing, everything, bro. Shit was crazy. But we're going to hop back to the video.
But at scale. For us, it might have been claw machines, but today's kids are on Roblox, which is free to play. But
they got gambling on Roblox?
Purchases and random rewards. So I'll get into all of this, but as
Hold
consumers
up.
evolve, companies started figuring out that the best way to create lifelong customers is to condition us early on as kids to crave surprises and random rewards. And as I'll reveal by the end of the video, the uncertainty surrounding
that's how they get you.
Almost guarantees that this is about to get a whole lot worse. And as you know with gambling, the house always wins. But when it comes to creating online, you don't want to leave that up to chance. That's why I use my sponsor, Opus Clip. And they've grown way beyond clipping. Now it's one of the most powerful AI growth tools for creators. And with automated workflows, my long videos get pulled in, auto-edited into clips, and soon even scheduled to post while offline. The new editor is faster than ever with fresh.
Okay, again, I see you. You gotta pay the bills. I see you.
Link below for
pay the
1 week
bills.
free. It's just how companies perfected this formula on kids. Companies have now figured out how to get into a previously untapped market. Because we all know that traditional gambling already has a grip over men through sports betting and poker, but women have historically avoided these spaces. So their master plan was this.
That is
Instead
true.
of calling it gambling as we know it, the goal was to make it cute, social, and about treating yourself.
That's how they got you, huh? Little mystery packs, little boo-boo.
I have to give it to them because it's absolutely genius, and it's working like crazy. And a perfect example of this are blind boxes. Walk into any trendy toy store today and you'll see this. Collectible toys packaged like mystery prizes where you don't know what's inside until you open.
Oh my god. Labubu's, Shmishkis, you all remember Webkins? Damn, bro, this shit mad predatory.
For this trend, this little guy here. If you're 90% of my audience, you probably have absolutely no idea.
Why would you want a Labubu though?
This is a Labubu.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looks scary, bro. It looks scary. I would not want that in my room.
A Chinese toy maker called Pop Mart, and it's achieving cult status.
I wanted Labubu's.
What is a boo-boo?
A Labubu.
A love boo-boo?
Labubu.
Celebrities from Rihanna to K-pop bands have all been spotted carrying Labubus. Limited edition drops sell out within hours, and people
like that's some demon shit. I'm not gonna lie, you gotta throw them away, Cloud. That's some demon shit.
You a gift. I'm dead wrong.
In fact, demand is so high that there's an entire resale market. Rare Labubus fetch 3 times more than their original price, $80 or more for a figure.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looks haunted, bro.
$30 to $45.
Labubu looks mad
haunted. The
haunted.
this way is because these blind boxes exploit the very same psychological triggers as slot machines, but it's cute. They play on curiosity and anticipation.
Look, you can get it blessed. It don't matter, bro.
From the limited
When Satan in that shit, he in that shit.
This taps into the variable ratio reward system, where every purchase is the chance of hitting the jackpot, or in practice, pulling a secret rare Labubu that completes your collection. And the fact that it's in a blind box where you don't know which toy you're gonna get when you buy one, it's the very point. It's the gambling thrill that gets you hooked, like one of the 75% of Pop Mart's customers that are young.
Damn.
So if you really think about it, blind boxes are essentially just slot machines on steroids, but for women, and they're making billions of dollars on this behind the fact that it's so cute. Sorry. But anyways, blind boxes are just the beginning of what I call softcore gambling. And it's not just infiltrating young women. There's even examples like social casinos that literally simulate slot machines and other casino games, except no real money.
All on the iPhone.
And you start playing with virtual coins in which you can buy more coins using real cash.
Yeah.
These social casino apps like Slot Mania are made up of 72% women, mainly aged around 30.
Yo, one of my great aunts be playing one of these shits. Like, she be on this shit. I don't know what slot game it is, but she be on her phone, like glasses on, gray hair, like ready to spin them shits.
55. But the most concerning soft gambling example is in gamified shopping that is designed to make spending money feel less like shopping and more like gaming. You probably heard of Shein and Temu by now, but what you may not know is that their user base is 63 to 66% women versus Amazon, which primarily skews male. And if you've ever been on
Yo, Cloud,
guess why this is the case. As soon as you go on, you get blasted with slot machines and spin the wheel pop-ups for mystery.
You gotta go get that back, Cloud.
And timers telling you that
when you cross over into heaven, you gotta find Granny and be like, yo, Granny, like, I'ma still need that for 100. You feel me?
have to buy now. And by creating these artificial urgencies, these apps nudge users to buy now, think later, where the deal itself becomes a jackpot if you're able to snag it in time. And through all these examples, what the question now becomes is what explains this massive gender divide between softcore and hardcore gambling? Simply put, it's psychology. Research shows that the further you move away from money on the table towards surprise for its own sake, the more female the audience becomes. In simple terms, women respond
That's very
more
interesting.
to low risk, steady rewards focused on collection, completion, and community rather than pure competition. Think about it this way. A girl buying a Labubu finds happiness in finally getting the
That actually makes
bunny
sense.
or
That makes a
whatever
lot of
it is
sense.
that completes their zodiac set. Whereas men are likely to gamble for the competitive and financial reasons, like Logan Paul making an entire video flexing how he finally got this ultra rare Pokemon card that costs millions. So just to drive the point home, men prefer more of these high stakes environments, like the fact that 96% of the players in the 2025 World Series of Poker were men.
Also, like, the thing is for me is like, if you go and gamble, right? I just feel like the money makes more sense. It's like, I'm not going to waste my money buying some little Labubu or like some little toy. It's like, if I'm going to gamble, I'm trying to get something back. I'm trying to make some bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do with a Labubu other than resell it? Other than resell it and make some money, what can you do with a Labubu? Like, that shit just like, that's drip? Like Labubu drip? Like, we wearing Labubus like on our hip and shit now?
Versus only 4% women. And as you can imagine with these gender differences, so is the differences in the business model of these companies. Traditional hardcore gambling relies on a small percentage of whales or high rollers that spend huge amounts of money.
La Fufu.
But soft gambling is the direct opposite. Instead of needing each user to spend a lot, they need millions of users to spend a little, and so the goal becomes fundamentally different, where it's more about making every customer a consistent spender by keeping them within the ecosystem. And they're doing that successfully. Nearly half of Pop Mart's purchases are from returning customers, and there's a whole ass community. Fans attend Pop Mart conventions, share collections on social media, and anticipate new releases just like a sneakerhead would wait for the new Jordan.
See, the thing is though, what sneakerheads, you can get this money back tenfold. I know niggas is not doing that with the Labubu on a consistent basis.
It's how just in a couple of years, they've skyrocketed to a multi-billion-dollar valuation
Wow.
by selling what are essentially cheap 5-cent toys for $45. By turning retail into a reoccurring service with built-in reasons to come back, they've turned millions of women into consistent gamblers without them realizing it. And the genius play behind it is that they're creating an illusion of winning for the customer, making spending feel like playing, and it's all built on a system where the house is guaranteed to win. But like I've been saying,
yo, who trying to make one? We gotta get rich. Like, who trying to do that, bro? Let's just make some cute little squishy toy, bro. We just gonna make a bunch of different like versions of it, and we gonna have one rare. Yo, we should have like 2 to 3 rare versions that we just never release. Like, we say you could get it on the box, but you can never get that shit. And then we only hand it out to celebrities, bro. Tell me that's not what they do. Like, tell me that would not be fire, bro. Like, if your shit actually gets popping off, everybody trying to get that one, like, come on.
This can happen without the right economic conditions. Because what most people aren't talking about is that this gambling epidemic isn't random. It's a direct response to economic desperation.
See, that's the thing. I don't understand that, because I understand gambling on the men's side being economic desperation, because like, oh, get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? I put in 1,000K parlay, I come back with 30K. When it comes to like the toys and stuff, that's when I don't understand it, because it's just like, again, you're not making anything.
When people can't afford the big things in life, they start making small bets on happiness instead. And this pattern of behavior is actually an economic indicator that predicts when everything is about to collapse. In fact, there's even a theory for all of this. In the aftermath of 2001, the chairman of Estee Lauder,
Yo, that nigga looks scary as
for
hell.
all of this. In the aftermath of 2001, the chairman of
Yeah. Yo, tell me he do not look scary as shit, bro. Does this nigga not look scary, bro? Like he looked like a fake human, like one of them reptilian niggas.
Estee Lauder, the beauty empire that owns brands like Le Labo and Clinique, noticed something strange.
Clinique.
Lipstick sales were surging despite a slumping economy. And he noticed it again after the 2008 financial crash. Lipstick sales spiked. And during the inflation of 2022, the same
Wait, that's
thing
interesting.
happened.
Why is that?
He called it the lipstick index. That when times get tough, people swap big purchases for small luxuries. And it wasn't just lipstick, but fancy chocolates, $10 lattes, and artisanal candles. All these sales surged when a house, car, or vacation became unaffordable. It kind of makes sense when you think about it. These little treats that make you feel better become a guilt-free bet on happiness. And if we're gonna get all technical, it serves as this economic escapism to cope with the fact that the bigger goals in life has become impossible. And that's exactly what we're seeing now, but on steroids, with blind boxes, social casinos, and gamified shopping. But it's not just women. Men too are doing this, but just a little differently. Right now, Google searches for how to day trade are at all-time highs. And just how unemployment numbers serve as recession predictors, so does unconventional spikes in amateur day trading. Historically, we also saw this in 2021 during the AMC
That is true.
squeeze frenzy. And when paychecks started becoming uncertain, people started chasing fast money and upside.
Scare money don't make money, baby.
And when regular people lose hope in steady jobs and find overconfident hope in easy trading apps, recession typically followed within the next 6 to 12 months. And with online gambling becoming more legal and available, this
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I see
desperation is showing up in the
sports
fact
betting
that
ads
1 in 2
everywhere,
American men today
but they not gonna get
have
me.
a gambling account. So when traditional paths to prosperity like home ownership, stable careers, building wealth feels more like the lottery than a certainty, both men and women don't just stop seeking rewards. They just downsize their bets in different ways when the big wins in life seem impossible. And these companies are smart because they're hooking you in an endless dopamine loop where your economic anxiety continues to get monetized. But the more dangerous aspect about this is that it's not just changing how we spend money, it's starting to change reality itself. Because when everything becomes a bet, the line between prediction and manipulation starts disappearing. And that's where everything truly gets scary.
How gambling dictating the future. Okay.
Believe it or not, we just saw this threshold get crossed this year. Just over a month ago, something kept happening in the middle of WNBA.
Oh my god. Yo, the dude who I think he put a bet where it was like he put like 5 racks and he was like, yo, that if a dildo comes on the WNBA court, like that's the bet. And this motherfucker was throwing his own dildos out on the NBA court to make that bread, bruh.
No, it wasn't people deciding to sleep during the game. Let's just say that people were throwing certain objects.
You can see the object, the block right there. And the object comes, that green thing bounces.
Yo.
And after a few of these incidents started happening, platforms like Polymarket that allow people to bet on real life events started posting a market for people to predict which day the next object will be thrown. So think about what that means. Like this guy says, prediction markets aren't just predicting outcomes anymore. They're encouraging people to interfere and create
Yeah, that is true.
future outcomes. We're literally at a stage where platforms and bettors profit from disrupting future events because it drives engagement in betting volume. And so even if you don't shop on Shein or place bets on betting,
Wait, would that be he got seized?
disrupting future events because it
FBI raids home and seizes phone of Polymarket founder. Shane Copeland calls incident discouraging as firm suggests raid was retaliation for site's users betting on Donald Trump. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Why would I get raided if I ain't do nothing wrong, bro? I just made the app. If niggas want to bet, they gonna bet.
drives engagement in betting volume. And so even if you don't shop on Shein or place bets on draft picks, you and I included are increasingly engaging in this overall gambling economy. One where companies profit from creating addictive spending behavior like gamblers feeding coins into a machine that's ultimately rigged against them. So the choice is yours, really. I mean, it's your money, but next time you're about to make that purchase to treat yourself, really ask yourself, am I buying something I need, or am I buying a temporary fix for my economic anxiety? Could that money be invested in something that could actually change your situation, or are you just feeding the machine that keeps you exactly where you are? Because in an economy where everything is a bet, just like gambling, the house always wins. So maybe the only winning move left is recognizing, what game do I really want to play? And so if you're the special 2,400 of you who already are learning how money and power works, I'll be going even deeper into this issue next week on my free newsletter in the video description. But if you want to watch the first part of this series on this gambling epidemic, go and watch this next video on how online gambling broke America.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming to watch the video. If you liked it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you didn't fuck with it, give it a thumbs down. Boo, 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 boo. And it's your boy Brandon. Stay busy, and I'm going to see you in the next one.